I'm Louise Lockhart. I'm an illustrator and I run a little business called The Printed Peanut where I make illustrated products such as stickers, cards, tea towels, anything that I can put my designs on really. I like to mix everyday life and drawings of things like cats and cars and just people walking down the street, and I use quite a bold colour palette. I think that's quite recognisable in my work. I like sort of 1960s colours, retro colour palettes and things like that. Since having a baby about a year ago, my work-life balance has changed quite a lot. I used to work all the time, and because I work from home, I think it can be quite hard to switch off and to stop working. But since having him, it's been like I really had to prioritise my time, and it's been quite a good shake-up and made me focus on what it is that I really want to do and to sort of pare things back quite a lot. And instead of like trying to do as much work as I possibly can and like make as many different products as I possibly can, I've really sort of gone back to my original concept of the Printed Peanut, which is paper-based products, taking old-fashioned toys and games and giving them a modern twist. And I think that's been a really good shake-up for me in the business. A normal everyday for me would be looking after my baby all day, but when he naps, which is thankfully quite a lot at the moment, I just sort of jump on my computer or jump on my sketchbook and just start trying to make as much work as I can in that roulette of time. You don't know when it's going to end, but I can work around looking after him, and you know, other people might take him for the odd afternoon, so I can think, right, I can really get lots of stuff done now. So it is a bit piecemeal here and there, but it is working for me at the moment. I used to just share everything that I was doing sort of behind the scenes, my creative process, stuff that I still do now, but I think Instagram was like a lot less saturated back then. Now everybody's got amazing photographs and amazing work out there, but then it was like a slightly more unusual, so people found me. I don't know how, and I haven't got a secret, but as well, like when I started out as an illustrator, it was quite hard to get work. To prove that you could do this illustration, it's quite a chicken and egg situation because I hadn't had any work out there in the real world, so no one would employ me to make work. So what I did is I started making products for the Printed Peanut, things that I wanted to make, like soap packaging or designing t-shirts and things like that. And then from that, people were like, oh, can you design some packaging for me, or can you design this for me? So that worked really well, having real products out there in the world. I don't think there's been like a viral click or moment or anything. It's just been more of a steady, organic growth. I've met loads of nice people through Instagram, and I feel like it's great to see behind the scenes and into people's studios and things like that, because usually on the internet all you see is like the final polished finished piece, and it can be quite daunting when you think, oh, my thing doesn't look like that, but there is a process behind every product. I've always loved drawing, and I've just known that I needed to do something with drawing as a job. I didn't really know that an illustrator was a job when I was younger, but I'm really glad that I found that to be like my niche. I really like seeing my designs put on products out there in the real world. There's nothing more satisfying than getting a finished product back and seeing your designs on it, and then seeing that in a little shop. You know, when you just come across it by a surprise, it's such a nice feeling. There can be risks when you're ordering stock of how much to order and whether or not your design on a certain product will sell, and if it doesn't, you can be stuck with products that you can't sell. So that can be quite tricky, and I think something that you just have to, sometimes you lose on that one, sometimes you win on that. It's like a bit of a gamble. You do have to make a little investment at the beginning when you're starting a business with buying stock. So I would just say that just buy a really small amount to begin with, and then just take it around like all your local craft fairs and shops and markets and things like that to see if it sells before you buy more stock, because that can avoid that risk. I always tell people if they want to start putting their designs onto products, and Awesome Merchandise is like the perfect place to go, because it does small runs of products and it does all sorts of different products. So if you want to see what your drawing looks like on a mug or a t-shirt or a tote bag, then just get like 10 of each printed and take them to your local craft fair or market or a sale or return based shop, and just see if there's any demand for what you've created before you take that plunge of investing more money in bigger runs. I also love the fact that Awesome Merchandise is quite local to me. It's also in Yorkshire, so that's just a really great selling point for me. And the products arrive so quickly that you can just immediately see your drawing on different products, which is always satisfying. Don't just follow fashions and think, oh, everybody's putting a moustache on this now, so I'm going to do that. Just think, be clear in your own brain about what you want to make and just try and stand out from the crowd. There's no point trying to follow somebody else's style because they already have that market covered. So I would just say keep really true to your own design. Just get a few of each thing made and see what's selling. When a customer receives one of my orders, I really want it to be a joy for them to open, and to keep it really personable. I always feel like I'm hammering it home that the Printed Peanut is just a one-woman business, but actually people just don't realise, and I get emails all the time saying, "Hi team," and I'm like, it's just me. So I want to, with my orders, I like to include like a little postcard that has a tiny bit of information about who I am and what the Printed Peanut is. I like to design every element of my products and packaging, so when people open the box of what they've bought, I like to include little freebies. I always put a free pin badge in, and business cards and little postcards and free cards, and everything's wrapped in my own design tissue paper or wrapping paper. It makes buying online have that human interaction. I'm trying to make more variations of the products that I already have, so I'd like to make more stickers but in different designs, or I'd like to do more cards but in different designs. So rather than just trying to put my image on loads of different products, I'd like to just expand on the paper-based products that I already have. I'd like to use things like foiling and different colours and like working out different ways, different print techniques. I think it's really exciting. So getting gold foil put on, say, business cards or cards, I think could just lift the designs in a new way.